Trouble. Hey everybody, Mike here from Mike's Computer Tips. How's it going? Great to be here. If you have any computer issues, let me know. I'll be glad to help you. All right. Let's get the show on the road. Any computer-related questions you can ask me, you can leave in the comments. I'm Mike from Mike's Computer Tips. I help people maintain their computer, repair their computer, speed it up, tune it up, make it run better. If you need your computer fixed or run better, you're in the right place. Mike here, Mike's Computer Tips. I will help you. I will give you advice. I will help you get that system running up the farm. Like it when you first got it, took it out of the box. Oh yeah, you got your computer tips. We got the dog, we got the car. We are set. Mike here, Mike's Computer Tips. Who do we got here? Good morning. How's it going? You must get yourself an SSD hard to speed up that computer. SSD hard drives. That's the way to go. That is the way to go. Add more memory. Upgrade your system. Go to Windows 10. Optimize Windows 10. I have a lot of great tips for Windows 10 users. How to speed up your Windows 10. Optimize it. Okay. Hey, Peter Dell. How you doing, my friend? I'm doing okay this morning. I have a lot of Windows 10 tips to give you, and if you want to speed up your Windows 10 computer, you're in the right place. There's a lot of features on Windows 10 that you can adjust. You can clean your cache, do maintenance, and all kinds of things. Just by going to the run box, typing in certain things, you can clean your computer and make it a lot cleaner. And one thing I know you're concerned is the security. When you clean your computer out, you're making it more secure so people can't get into your computer and hack you and steal your information and your personal information. So we try to keep that people protected from people stealing their information. We like to tell you what to do. Make 70% of people, but is there a way when I'm online that no one can see that I have been online? Sure, you can clean your history. You can clean your. Um, Depends on what you do, also, because there are certain things. If you're doing obviously a live stream, or if you're typing, you can do incognito mode. You can do that. That will protect you from certain things because you're not going to be making any like temps or anything like that. So I would say if it's a short time you're online, you can be in incognito mode. That will be okay. That will help you. Other than getting a private IP, incognito mode is probably the second best thing you can do. And also do the maintenance. Clean your history every time. Before you get off the computer, make sure you go to Google and clean your history, and also clean all your temp areas. Insurance company, check my usage. Oh, well, I mean, people can get your IP address if you're, just online, just with a basic connection. People can. There are programs that will be able to see what IP address it's coming from, and that may come back to you if they get your IP address. So, private network. I don't want them to see that I am online. Oh, for a short time, I say incognito mode would probably be your best bet. It's very hard for people not to see you. You can set up, a private where they don't know where you're located, but if you're going to be typing or doing things online, that's all pretty much public. If you do the maintenance every time you finish being online and do an incognito mode, that'll minimize what people can see and can't see. That will help. But to stay 100% foolproof, that is very difficult. You need a private IP, which I know you and me talked about in the past. You can get that. And that has its ups and downs also. Oh, what you do is you hold the Windows key. Yeah, that's right. And then you hold the R key down at the same time. Windows R, both keys, and then the run box will pop up. Now, if you're on Windows 10, you want to do those two keys. It's the Windows R. Windows R, run box comes up. You see what I mean? Once the run box comes up, then you type in temp, just small letters, TEMP, and then you hit OK, and then whatever, you might say continue. If it says continue, you hit that. If not, you can just use Control A on your keyboard at the same time and hit delete to remove all your temps. That's the first thing that you can do, just to remove all your temporary folder. Now everything is not going to go away, but you can try to minimize and try to get as much as you can out of there by going back and highlighting. If you don't get everything, you can skip that, and then you go into the temp, hit OK, and then you delete whatever's in that folder. So in other words, you type in temp in the run box, hit OK. You may have to hit continue, like I said, but then after that, your temps are all going to be listed there. And if you want to do them all at once, then you hold the Control A, two keys at the same time. Control A and highlight the top one, and that'll highlight all of them. And then you can hit the key on your the delete key on your keyboard until they're all gone. That's one thing. And then I would go back to the run box, close that window out, go back to the run box, and hold it, do the same thing. Windows R, hold the Windows and the R key, backspace what's in there, and then you put the parentheses, you put the percentage sign, and then you put temp again, and then you put the parenthesis sign again, so you got percentage, temp, percentage, one on each side. You have the percentage, temp, percentage. Then you hit OK again, like you did before. And then you'll go to another folder, and then you can do Control A, highlight everything, and hit the delete once again. And there'll be a lot more things usually in that folder. And then you don't have to get every one of them out, but you get as much as you can, and then close that out. It's safe to delete all that. Will I lose normal program? No, there's no programs to lose. These are all temporary things that you get while you're on the internet. And a lot of times what happens is because you may go to different websites, these are going to be left in these folders because you're going to these different websites. So to make it easier for you to get back. Hey, Traveler, good to see you again. Good to see you, Traveler. How's it going? Welcome to the live stream. If you have any computer questions or you have any tips, more than glad to put them in the room. Appreciate it. Your tips might help somebody else. Your computer tips. Also, these are the old files. They're not actually old files. They're files that you accumulate by being on the internet. And then what I say is go do the Windows R again the third time. And this time you want to type in prefetch. So take whatever's out there and type in prefetch, hit OK. And then you delete all your prefetch folders, all your entries in prefetch, which Control A, as you know. So I'm going to type in prefetch. I've already done it, so I don't have to do it all the time, because I pretty much keep up with my maintenance. And then prefetch. So I have a lot of prefetch. So every time I get on, and then you hit the delete key again. So these are files that are temporary files that you can get rid of, and they won't hurt the computer. They won't damage anything on the computer. All you're doing is removing these entries that you accumulate by going on the internet. And you can also do another thing, which I recommend, is go back to the run box, Windows R. You already know how to do that. So you hold down the Windows R key, and then your run box should appear. You do that again. And then after you do that, yeah, CCleaner is very good. I use that too. But, sometimes you might want to go in there manually. If you want to do it manually, this is the manual way. But CCleaner gets rid of them. And also with CCleaner, you can do the registry cleanup. That's a little tricky, but if you try it a couple times, go into the registry feature. CCleaner has a registry option on the left-hand side, and use CCleaner for that. It'll ask you to back up the registry. You can, or you don't have to back it up, and then it will clean the registry up for you. What I do is also I go to the run box again, and I type in CMD, and that's command. So you're going to go to a command prompt, okay? Once that comes up, you're at a command prompt, and you type in ipconfig / flush D and S, all one word. Hit enter on your keyboard, and that will successfully flush the DNS resolve cache. That's another area where you get stuck. So You know, you have to do all these different areas if you want to clean things up. And then another thing, what I tell people now, if you're using Chrome browser, let's say, okay, Google Chrome, Edge, or whatever browser you're using, you make sure you remove the history. And you go to do that, you go in the top right hand corner and you see the three dots on Chrome, and you'll go to history and you'll click history and you'll make sure you remove all your history. Can you please type this one in chat? Oh, sure. So you go into the run box, okay, you type in CMD in the run box. You're going to type in CMD. Then you're going to go to a command prompt. When you're there, you type in ipconfig / flush DNS. Okay? And then you'll hit the enter key. Once you hit the enter key, you'll see successfully flushed DNS resolved. And that is a good thing to do also. I also recommend doing disk scan. If you have a regular, you can do disk cleanup, which is very good. Okay. You can clean your Windows folder, which I recommend too, to make your computer run better. And to do that, you go to your right click on the start button, and then you go to Explorer. You go to this PC, then you highlight your C drive, which is your hard drive, and then you open your C drive and you go to the Windows folder. Open up the Windows folder, and if you have a Windows old folder, you can remove that too. You can delete the Windows old folder. If you upgraded from a different version like Windows 7 or Windows 8 or Millennium, then you can get rid of the Windows old folder. And what I tell people to do is scroll down until you get to an area. I have it written down right here, so I don't forget. When you do disk cleanup, you're checking the boxes on disk cleanup. Oh, sure, Peter. I'm glad you like it. And I don't like to give too many tips at once because that people will get very confused. But I have several great tips that will help you clean your computer, your Windows 10, and make it run better. You know, getting all the junk out. And also that does help with people trying to, if they're going to track you or something like that. But this is basic maintenance that people should be doing on their computer. I'd say time to time. You don't have to do it every day, but time to time, you want to clean out a lot of the stuff that's slowing your computer down. And I have a lot of other tips too. You can watch some of my videos on how to clean your cache. That's another great video I have, and that'll tell you step by step. Or you can just send something in the comments to me, a question, and I'll give you the answer to it there. Or come into a live stream, and I don't mind telling you. I have a lot of great things that you can do to make your Windows computer run better, run faster, more stable, more secure. You could do disk cleanup and clean your system files too. I will try Windows key R and type in temp. Yeah, you do those three, which is temp. You go back, you delete the files, then you go back and you type in %temp %. You do that folder. The third one, you go back and you type in, you could do one at a time or you can do all three of them at once, but it's not a problem. You can do it like that. Then the next time you do prefetch. So, if you're doing a little bit each day, you're going to be okay because you're going to be able to control all the files that get on your system, you see. And if you accumulate too many of these files, it'll bog down your system. It'll slow it down. That's why I tell people to do disk cleanup, clean your system files, and also change to Windows, where instead of Windows controlling your computer, you have it for the best, the way it looks, you do it to make the best performance. So you can change that to best performance. Yeah, defrag is good. What I tell people, if you have an SSD hard drive, don't do defrag because SSD hard drives don't get defrag. But if you have a regular hard drive, after you do scan disk, clean up your system files, then you run the optimizer, you do defrag and optimization. You do that after you do the defrag. After you do the scan disk, you do that. So defrag is good, but I wouldn't do defrag that often. Maybe once a month. You don't really need to do it too much. I would say maybe once a month or once every couple of months. After you do the scan disk and all the cleaning maintenance, then you run the defrag. But keep that to a minimum because it really beats up your hard drive. If you have a conventional hard drive, you don't want to defrag too often. Because what defrag does is it brings all the files you normally use in the center of your disk. And there's a right read arm that moves. And when you defrag, it moves around a lot looking for your files, and it really beats it up if you do a lot, if you do it too much. Miles Traveler, how you doing, my bud? How you doing? What's going on? Welcome to the chat. We chat about computer tips here, or anything computer related, or just anything you want to talk about. Check each other's channels out. We'd like to help grow your channel on Mike's Computer Tips. Also, check my other channel out. It's called Mike the Computer Guy on YouTube. That's another channel I started. But this is my main channel that I usually use, Mike's Computer Tips. And, I have several videos that will help you guys out on different computer-related issues. So make sure you check that out. And also, listen to your computer tips. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah, so disk cleanup is very good. And also, what I like to tell people is, do that. And then, go to the window. Another great tip, like I was telling you earlier, I started telling you I don't like to give too many tips, but I will put this out there. If you right-click on your Windows Start button and you left-click Explore, and then you go to this PC, then you go to C drive, and then you go to Windows, open up the Windows folder when you get there, and scroll down to software distribution. Software distribution is there, okay? And I'm going to do it here. I'm just going to do the steps, which is right-click. I know you guys don't see what I'm doing, but sometimes I like to do, when I do a video, I like to do that File Explorer, and I show step-by-step in my videos exactly how to do this PC, double-click it, and then you'll go to your C drive, double-click your C drive, and then you double-click on the Windows folder. On the Windows folder, you're going to scroll down to S. It's all in alphabetical order. Into software distribution. You open that up, and those are there's a download folder in there, and you can remove whatever's in the download folder. You see, but all this stuff can be removed. You see, just by highlighting it and clicking remove. Delete on your keyboard. And like I said before, if you don't get everything, you can either skip it or highlight again and try to get it, everything. But you're normally not going to get everything out of these folders. But the most important thing is to get most of the stuff out. That's what I always tell people. And if you have a Windows old folder in there, right-click that and hit delete too. That'll save you that'll free up some extra space also. Mike, is there a way I can check if I have been tracked? Well, this kind of hard to do. The internet is really a public open place. There are programs that they claim you can tell who's tracking you, and you can look into that on YouTube. There are videos about that, and what I would recommend is if you do watch a video about how to avoid people from tracking you, make sure it's a pretty updated one, like 2020, because some of the older stuff probably won't work anymore. I don't have an exact, method for you to see who's tracking you, but there are videos on that subject that I would recommend you look into. I always tell people the internet is a public place, and every computer has an IP address, and that IP address is your personal address, just like outside your home. Yeah, I would say if you use the VPN, it's going to say if you live in the United States, it may say you are located in London, England, or something like that. You're going to be accessing the server in a different country. And there are two things I got to tell you about that. I think I told you before, it's going to slow down your internet. So be patient because your internet's going to be a little slower because instead of connecting where you live, you're going to be connecting somewhere else because it's going to show people if they track you, your IP is going to be located somewhere else. And your IP is not going to be visible, but you're going to be accessing a server somewhere else. That's why VPNs are good. But the downside to a VPN is they will slow down your computer. That's one thing because your internet connection is going to be slowed down. So just remember to be patient about that because there's a lot of videos out on VPNs, and there are upsides and there are downsides. But if you just want to hide your IP address, a VPN will do that for you. Like I've said in other videos, it isn't foolproof, but it will hide your IP. And the IP is, where you are broadcasting from. So, incognito is more of a temporary thing that doesn't show anything. It doesn't put a lot of files on your computer, where people can track you. So that's more of a temporary localized thing. Is the incognito mode, which you can use that as well. But the internet is very public, so I don't. I have, and I would say get a good antivirus too, because if somebody's going to be hacking you or something, you want to be able to, protect yourself better. With the antivirus, if they're going to send you any malicious files or any viruses or spyware, get an antivirus. And what I use is I recommend people use Avast if you want a good free one. Avast for Windows 10 is a great free antivirus. I'll type it in here. Avast free version for Windows 10. And you can download that on the internet. And I would recommend going to like cnet.com to download that, or download.com to a safe download area, and download a Avast free version antivirus for Windows 10. It's a nice basic antivirus. You never have to pay for it, and you can do the manual updates yourself. I currently am using the Windows 1 that Windows has, but I did like Not 32. Yeah, I've used Not 32, and Windows Defender is built in, which is an okay protection. And if you have installed your operating system a couple times, or you're not sure if it's, a good operating system, legal, I would tell people just use Defender, don't use anything else. But if your operating system is, your Windows version is legal and everything, I tell people to get the Avast antivirus. I would get CCleaner and use that. And I also get Malwarebytes free version, which I use regularly. I use it on my customers' computers all the time to clean out malware and junk. So if you want a good program that's going to clean out all your malware or junk or any kind of spyware or programs that people's files that they might send you, make sure you get Malwarebytes free version. I'll take that in too. That's a very good program. I've been using it for years. There has been a little controversy about it, but I can tell you that it will, if you have infections on your computer, spyware, malware, any kind of adware, companies send you, this will get rid of a lot of that stuff. And what you do is you just run the program and it will update automatically. And at the end of the, when it runs, it will tell you what it found, and it will give you an opportunity to either quarantine what it found or remove it. So you just check the boxes and hit remove, and it will clean the computer of any of those dangerous files. I had a crack, but it had to get these. Yeah, I personally would. I mean, there are places you can still get cracks, but sometimes those cracks will give you more problems than it's worth. So I would say get the free version. The only difference between the paid version and the free version is you have real time. If you needed any help, you can call them and they automatically install the updates for you. So I don't mind just starting a program. The first thing it does is it looks for the updates. So crack programs I don't advise because you can get infections if you got cracked programs. You see, because you don't know where these programs are coming from. And I've installed cracked programs on my computers over the years, and most of the time it just gave me more problems, more infections. So I would recommend people staying away from these cracked programs. There could be files in there for them to spy on you or send you a virus or a worm or something. So cracked programs are just really not a good thing, especially in this day and age. But I'll be back in a few minutes. I have a few things to do, but I will be back if you guys will be here. Well, I think it's in there. What's in the other day? It should be. Just after 10. Okay, you have a good day, and thank you very much for coming by. And I'll show anytime the advice. Love helping people out. And if I could help you with anything, you can always contact me, as you know. I'm going to write everything out that way, make it easier for people. And then probably in the future, I'm going to have a little guide, like a newsletter type of thing, where if you want to, I will send it to you, and it will help you to maintain your computers and clean up your computer by cleaning the cache and system files and things like that. And there's also some adjustments that you can do on your Windows 10 version that will make it start faster, shut down faster. You can turn off options that will be slowing your computer down a little. So if you want the most performance, there's a lot of options in Windows 10 that you can change. And there's a lot of videos about that, but I have some basic ones that I use. Basic things that I do on mine. Just to clean everything off. Yeah, Peter, you have a great day. Thanks for coming by. So yeah, the cache is very important to clean out, because those are, whenever you get on the internet, you're going to have cache issues. You're going to be loading out your computer with cache files, and then if you don't clean them, eventually you'll get so many, they'll slow down your computer. And also, like I say, do disk cleanup and check the boxes, and then hit cleanup, and then it will get rid of a lot of things. And I like to also, like I was saying before, to go to your Windows folder, and go to software. I always forget the name of it. I have it written down. Make sure you go to your software distribution and open that up, and you can delete whatever's in there. And that is in software distribution. That's also a good thing to do. And if you want any tips on growing your business channel, making videos, I do have some tips on that. And I also give those, and I'm going to do videos about those too. Like making sure your titles match your description of your video when you're making a video on YouTube. Make sure the tags are relevant to the video title in your video. Description is relevant to the title. Those are some things I'm going to get into when I talk about how to grow your business, how to make better videos. Yeah, we'll be back more. Stay safe until we meet again. Yes, sir. You, God bless, and you stay safe too, my friend. So I'm going to cover that, and then different live streams and different videos. I'm going to talk about, if you don't make good thumbnails, some people say, oh, my thumbnails aren't good. You can go over to Fiverr.com, and probably for $5, you can have a professional make you thumbnails. You can get like 5 of them made for like $5. So you might want to look into that if you're not good at making good thumbnails, because you got to remember, when you make a YouTube videos, your thumbnails are the first thing that people see and decide if they're going to click on your video. That's even before they see your video. They see your thumbnail. So you want your thumbnail to be really nice and catchy and attractive. And there's programs like Canva that you can make your own on there. There's a bunch of free programs if you want to do it yourself. But if you don't want to do it yourself, you could always go to Fiverr.com and find somebody that will do it for you at a very low price. And I've used Fiverr in the past, and they're pretty good, I'm just writing a few notes for me so I could easily give people, some help and instructions if they want any tips. Some of this stuff is related to something else, not even related to what I'm talking about here. But I like to keep all my computer tips together in one area. That way I can help people a lot easier. Like I said, when you do disk scan, type it in the search and check all the boxes that you want to, disk clean up. Check the boxes and clean system files. There's a button there that'll say clean system files. You want to do that too. And then you can do the defrag and optimization. Defrag and optimization. That can take 10, 15 minutes to do, or it can take an hour. So just be patient. Do it at a time when you're not using the computer. If it's going to take a while, that's what I recommend, because then you won't have to be interrupted. Because you're really not supposed to do anything while you're doing defrag. You can mess up your computer that way. So yeah, making effective thumbnails is very important. And good titles for your YouTube videos, very important. To get people to click on them. This is another paper that So with that note, hey, Miles Traveler, you still hanging out? How's it going there, my friend? I'm probably going to get off of here in a little bit. I got a couple of things I want to do here. And got some things going on today. So I'll see you guys later. You guys have a great morning or whatever time it is where you are.